and welcome to my first of many podcasts. It's really lovely to be here, and I'm not wearing my pajamas today. I know I said that I will, but I'm actually dressed real casual, have zero makeup on me, and it feels amazing. It's just me and this black mic that I have in front of me, and it's different, obviously, than staring into the camera. It feels more natural as well, and I'm loving it so far. So today I wanted to talk about something that I haven't been really talking about lately, and for a reason. So at the beginning, when I first started with my channel, my intention was to talk about basically BDSM and the subjects that are kind of related to human sexuality, because I thought it would be an amazing tool for you to use. And what I noticed as well is a lot of people didn't use this as a tool, but rather as a place to stay entrapped in their traumas because of the lack of understanding what truly sexual healing can do to you. And it's been and for a lot of my partners, it felt as an escape from the actual thing that was happening, and a way to get stuck in it. And I didn't really like that. So that was another problem that I can encounter the way, because having an experience that is real and true and that you can learn something from is not in everybody's mind. And I don't think there's anything wrong with having BDSM for fun, because it should be fun above everything else, but it also should teach us something. And that wasn't happening for a lot of people. And I kind of felt at unease with the BDSM community, and I can see some other BDSM educators did the same thing. They kind of escaped the entire BDSM community because it felt wrong. And it felt wrong for me as well. I am a submissive still, but not in every part of my life, because I think a part of me that had the urge to be that 24/7 healed. And I'm not saying that BDSM is in any case any kind of disease or sickness or traumas. Can be, maybe it's not. For some people, maybe it's going to take their whole life to be in some kind of role to finally feel safe. For some people, it's just going to be an episode. And for me, it actually helped me find my true balance. So from a person that was way too dominant in her wake life, I became completely submissive, and swaying from the both sides of the pendulum actually helped me out to find me. And me was somewhere in between. So I had both traits, and it became very unnatural actually not to nourish both sides. So I ended up nourishing both my dominant side in career, which proved to be amazing. And I also ended up nourishing the submissive side, the side that didn't function really well because I didn't trust people. So BDSM for me, in a way, was how to trust people that they're not gonna hurt me if I let go. And I think that lesson is still very valid and very real for me. So the trust issue that I had healed, maybe not entirely, because there's still parts of me that are very, how would I say, they're very specific about who am I going to trust and how far am I ready to put my trust into the hands of another person. So we can talk about BDSM in that way, and that's the way that I kind of wanted to talk about. I didn't want to be any kind of sex symbol or something. I didn't want to be looked at in a form where only my physical appearance, although I don't think I'm pretty. So I didn't want to, that's why I kind of stopped with photo shoots as well. And I I wanted people to listen to me, not only to look at me. And on the other hand, of course, I'm a woman, so I want to be seen. And that's that pendulum swing. I am constantly trying to find the middle ground in my life. And the big difference between dominant and submissive is basically that they are the sides of the coin. And basically, they're pretty much the same thing. You're probably going to say I'm not right about that. But honestly, both the dominance and submissive rose up from the circumstances that rose up from their immediate environment. So basically, what brought me to submissiveness, it is the lack of trust I had in people and the ultimate urge to get that trust. Because life didn't feel well without that trust. And I wanted to give myself to someone completely and entirely. And this is the urge we get when we're kids, actually. Later, it kind of finds its way into our sexuality, but in the beginning was actually the urge to let go, to release, to give ourselves to our caretakers. And if you're a dominant, it might be that urge to actually control the situation because you weren't in no position to control things. But basically, as healing that can be, it can be very wrong as well, because you may have a person that has like an OCD and is controlling things out of the fear of losing that control, and then that person steps into a dominant role and actually goes deeper in its trauma and lives it out even further, which is wrong, because that person would need a separate thing. Like that person would have to step into not controlling things in order to heal. So that's a messed up part. So I could be telling people from the good intention, oh, it's really good to step into your dominant side, but is it good for them? And that's kind of a thing that a person needs to learn by going deeper in itself. And to be honest, that's a maze. Going deep into yourself alone, it's almost impossible because of all the traumas that you had in your childhood, and to the point that you have built yourself up from the scratch. If we believe that we came into this world and were born as babies with only our temperament, with only like a couple of things that we had in our personalities that kind of determine more how we're gonna react to the environment around us. If you believe that, then we really build ourselves from the scratch, and like we build ourselves for a reason, and there's a lot of like mechanisms inside us that protect us from something that we deem dangerous. I will give you an example. When I was younger, I would, in order to save myself from the contact, because I was really afraid of it, I would make up things why I can't give myself to someone. So I would find things in their personalities that I would deem dangerous, and then I would just leave. But if I was raised differently, maybe I would just look up for the good things in that person. And it took me like a lot of therapies actually to realize that I am finding these bad things in person deliberately in order to protect myself from actually letting someone in my life. And honestly, I don't think I would notice that alone because that was my defense mechanism that was so strong and it was so rough that I didn't really realize what I'm doing until someone else set me up and told me so. In that way, submission became a really good tool to work with, because I could set up in my mind a safe place in order to let go and give myself away. But as the time went, that place became more possible in the real life, and it became more possible in the circumstances that were not anymore related to BDSM. And I think for people that use dominance in that sort of a way, they find that dominance kind of doesn't stay really only in the relationship. It kind of goes into their work life, where they became more confident about doing things, but also into like stepping up for themselves. And it's a really great place. But we need to remember, this is only a game of mind. The things that we do in order to make our minds believe into certain things and to achieve something out of it. If we only play around with it, that's cool, that's fun. We can do BDSM in order to find out our limits and how far we can stretch them out. And that's great. Whatever tool that you're using to kind of expand yourself, your consciousness, it's amazing. But if you use it just to stay entrapped into your trauma, that's dangerous. And then you can see things where there's like scandals in the BDSM community, where someone rapes someone or something, and honestly, that shouldn't be happening. But unfortunately is, because even if you make a perfect kind of environment, a perfect philosophy, a perfect, I don't know, method, someone can come and make the crap out of it. So yeah, I still believe in BDSM as a tool for expanding your consciousness. I still believe in it as a tool to work on your traumas, but you need to be very careful. And I would always advise having a therapist or someone that can listen you up and see whether those things that you're doing are good for you. And if you're really getting something out of it, or you're digging yourself further down into that pit of traumas. Anyways, guys, so that was the first episode. I know it's not too long, but tell me what you think about it. Do you like it? I will upload it to YouTube as well. But I will also find a platform to upload it to, and publish it there as well. Anyways, guys, I am gonna go do some cold showers and do some Wim Hof breathing, because I do that now in the evening and it works perfectly for me. And I will see you in the next episode, and I bid you farewell. Bye.